everyone. This is Angela at BeginningGenealogist.com. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. This is third in a series of videos pertaining to the Dawes records. These are the records that many will look at, particularly if you have ancestors coming from eastern Oklahoma and from the 5 nations known as the 5 civilized tribes. The Dawes records are really part of a very large record set, and it's really a great record set, a wonderful way for those of you who have ancestors who came from these nations to find critical information on your family history. There are specifically, so you'll know what tribes we're talking about, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, and Seminole nations, and the records are divided into different categories: records by blood, freedmen, intermarried whites, newborns, and minors. We're going to look closely at some records and to show you the kinds of information that are there. Some of the cards are single-sided. One side is where all the data is contained, whereas in other records, such as freedmen records, you will find that they're double-sided cards with even more data that's included. It's always important to pay attention to all of the details, the notations, the footnotes that are added on the cards. And we're going to take a look just so you can see up close the kinds of data and how it can point you to additional individuals to help you put even more information on your own database as you're collecting that family history and trying to get enough data to tell the story and to tell that story well. So let's take a look more closely. I'm going to go off camera and put some things on camera for you to look at. So let's take a look. Enrollment cards were completed when applicants came in to enroll themselves or their families. Here are some of the documents to find. Cherokee by blood, a one-sided card with data on applicants and their parents. Cherokee freedmen, two-sided cards with information on parents and the Indian slave owner. Cherokee minors, information on children born after the initial interviews occurred, but before the rolls closed, or in some cases, children who had possibly been overlooked in the earlier process. Cherokee freedmen, newborns, and minors. Babies born to freedmen citizens born after the initial parental interview, but also determined to be eligible for allotments as well. Focusing on data on the one-sided card of Cherokees by blood, we see the card of Mae Greenwood, a young woman with 3 small children. She lived in the Kuiskui district, and she was said to be 1/16th Cherokee and her children 1/32nd. Her father was R.R. Tyner and her mother was Almira Tyner. The Cherokee Freedman card shows just as much data. The card is that of citizen Harrison Foreman. The name of his father was Ed Drew of the Canadian District. His mother was Martha, a slave of Johnson Foreman. On many cards, other notations of benefit to genealogists appear on the cards. Mae Greenwood, on her card, a small note appeared at the bottom of the card for the reader to see another Cherokee card, number 9593. That, it turns out, was the card of her husband, John, an intermarried white citizen. Like all enrollees, his parents were also named T.P. Greenwood and Katie O. Greenwood. Cards from other tribes are similar. On this Choctaw Freedman card, Sam and Sally Walton appeared in front of the Dawes Commission. On the reversed side, the names of their parents. Sally's father, it was noted, was not a slave, but he was a Choctaw Indian who was then deceased. The names of the mothers of both Samuel and Sally were also inscribed on the card. From the Creek Nation on the card of Sally Vann and her family comes similar information. She sought enrollment for herself and her 3 children. Her mother had been enslaved in the Creek Nation. Information on Sally's father is also there, and the record reveals that he was a Creek Indian by blood, although deceased at that time. These samples are taken from Dawes Cards, and there are more than 100,000 Dawes Cards and their images online. You can access them by going to the link on Beginning Genealogist website or by clicking on the link to footnote.com from either that site or the African Native American site. If you are a genealogist who has a tie or a strong interest in researching these records, a subscription to Footnote is a worthwhile investment, but if you prefer, you can also obtain Dawes Cards records from your closest genealogy library or family history center. These documents provide unique family history and are among the most useful when researching Native American ancestors. Whether they were Cherokee freedmen or Cherokee miners, or classified by blood or newborns, these Indian records are valuable genealogy documents, and for those with ties to eastern Oklahoma, they will become a source of records that will unlock many doors to the past. I hope this information has been useful, and I will be focusing on some additional Indian records in the near future. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. See you next video.